Did you know? In Japan, there is a spirit that doesn't dwell in forests, but lives inside people, turns dreams into nightmares, and love into a curse. It is called Kitsune. What is a Kitsune? Kitsune are fox spirits from Japanese mythology, usually with 9 tails, symbols of power and ancient wisdom. They can shift shape, often becoming beautiful women. They live for centuries. The older they are, the stronger they become, up to 1,000 years. But how do they come to be? They say, a lonely fox, after living 1,000 years, can reach enlightenment and become a Kitsune. The first 300 years, an ordinary fox. The next, their magic slowly awakens. After 1,000 years, the forest loses its smile. What remains is a spirit that knows everything. She can grant knowledge, but more often, she brings visions in the night. A chilling fact. It was once believed, if a Kitsune locks eyes with you, your soul becomes her book. One old man claimed a Kitsune saw him, and every night he heard footsteps behind him. At dawn, he vanished. And on his doorstep, a single page from a journal was left. Not from this world. Let me tell you a story of love and disappearance. Many years ago, in a village, lived a scribe named Hiro. He was quiet, poor, but pure of heart. One night he saw a girl, barefoot, in a white kimono, her hair dark as the void. She said she was lost. Her name was Yuki. They lived together. Yuki never ate with him, never looked in a mirror, and each night, she wandered into the forest. Hiro never asked, he had fallen in love. 9 months later, she vanished. He found her robe in the grass, and 9 fox tracks leading deep into the woods. On the wall of his home, written in charcoal, "You loved, I remember. You believed, now I live." But why does the Kitsune come to the lonely? They say the Kitsune does not deceive out of malice. She seeks emptiness in people. If someone dreams, longs, waits, she slips inside. She doesn't take your body. She inhabits your feelings. A terrifying case. The man who forgot himself. In Osaka, in the early 20th century, lived a man named Ichiro, an archivist, reclusive, always writing. One day he began seeing a girl, always in a crowd, always smiling. He started to write his dreams. Each night she called him to a shrine among foxes. Candles flickered, and she whispered, "Come back. You were with me." Within a month he stopped speaking. On his walls, written in ink, "I'm no longer Ichiro. I'm her story." On the floor lay a fox mask. Tears streaked down its cheeks. Despite her power, there's one thing she fears: fire. Fire is a sign of purification. In ancient temples, Kitsune were banished with ashes. But she uses flame as deception. Sometimes she appears as a light in the night. Sometimes as a girl with a lantern. Sometimes as a small fox in flames, asking for shelter. If you let her into your home, by morning you won't remember your night. One more tale. The man who became her mouth. A homeless wanderer in Nagano said he heard a voice inside him. It laughed and knew others' thoughts. He wrote on walls, "She speaks through my tongue. I am her mouth. I am her tail." And under the full moon, his eyes turned golden. He ran into the forest and never returned. But every year on that same night, people hear a woman's laughter at the old crossroads and see a fox's silhouette near the well. Why is the 9th soul always human? A Kitsune can live for centuries. Each tale, a life lived, taken from someone else. The first, her own. The next 8, from those who loved, believed, swore, or forgot. But the last, the 9th tale, is never taken. It is given. Only someone who kisses her willingly, knowing what she is, grants her eternity. What happens if you kiss a Kitsune? She doesn't disappear. You do. You forget your name. You forget your past. You wake in someone else's body. You walk down the street and see in the reflection a smile that was never yours. You are now the whisper behind someone else. One last myth. What if you were once a Kitsune yourself? In ancient times, they said, if you often dream of forests and foxes, you were once her. If one day the mirror doesn't recognize you, she has returned. If someone ever said, "I saw you as a child, and you weren't human then," don't you dare deny it. Leave a comment. Would you kiss the Kitsune, knowing who she is? Or would you give up part of yourself for eternal closeness? Subscribe if you want more stories about beings who don't kill, they become you. Kitsune.